Okay. For anybody wondering, these are not a mid-season patch. Mid-season patch isn't for a couple more weeks. This is something they do occasionally, is where they're like, hey, we need to do some balance stuff. This one happens to have some other stuff too. So, first of all, they have arcade updates. Now, Junkenstein's lab has been unreal fun. If you haven't tried it out yet, people have been loving it. So, what's very intriguing to me, before I get into the patch notes here, is there's got to be more than what they're doing here. This feels like a test for something larger. And that is my theory, because there is no way that the UI is as clean as it is for an arcade mode, as well as doing updates later on. This feels like more of like a play test that they get people to play and people are loving it. So that's what it feels like. This mode has been really cool, so I'm very curious to see. Anyway, so they say, we have been excited to see everyone playing and trying out the different mutations, Junkenstein's laboratory, for the last couple of weeks. As we enter the final week of this limited time event, we are going to make some adjustments to the different mutations each hero can receive before each round. Junkenstein's laboratory will still be available in the arcade through November 4th. Okay? Now, even with the PvE stuff that people are bringing up, like, I don't think they had the UI that deep yet. I really don't. By the time they were doing that, like, you can even see some of their previous UI stuff. Like, I don't think they had it that deep. So, anyway, first up, they have Ash. Burn down. Damage to burn and targets now earns an additional 30% ultimate charge instead of 25%. Fire starter. No, it's not fart starter. Someone in the chat thought. The Viper's shot on burn and targets now reduced the cooldown of Coach Gun and Dynamite by 7%, previously 5%. So it seems like buffs. And then Winston upgrade. We have increased the health of... Huh? What's the Winston upgrade? I don't even know what that is. Anyway, we have increased the health of the shield from the deployed barrier projector from 600 to 300. I don't... Oh, the Bob shield. The Bob thing. Okay. Diva, irreparable damage. Fixed an issue where booster impact was dealing extra damage in addition to the anti-Halen debuff, so actually might make it a little bit more enjoyable to play against. And then heavy slugs. Weapon damage increase is reduced to 75%, was 100%. So looks like they're just doing a lot of buffs here for it. Genji, Shuriken critical hits now increase attack speed by 3% up to 10 stacks for 10 seconds. Previously increased attack speed by 2% up to 15 stacks for 10 seconds. So looks like they're doing more buffs there for press advantage. Meditation. Deflect now heals for 15% of your max health per second, previously 10%. Hot Steel. Deflect now causes the next Swift Strike to deal up to 75% more damage based on the damage prevented, previously 50%. So it seems like they're doing a lot of buffs, which is interesting. Blade Dance. Cooldown is now increased by 3 seconds, previously 5 seconds. So keep in mind, Chad, this is for the arcade. So for anybody confused by this, they have 2 different modes, okay? So I think there will be some balance notes here, too. Okay, Kiriko. Clutch Save now delivers 30% extra healing to allies below 50% HP. Previously 25%. I actually like that one. That one was tough. Fox Spirit delivered after teleport and grants the nearest ally 75 overhealth for 5 seconds. Previously 50. Suzu Blitz. After throwing a protection Suzu, attack speed is increased by 20% for 10 seconds. Previously 5. That's a lot longer now. Vindictive Vision. Damage an enemies farther than 12 meters now reveals them for 5 seconds. Previously 3 seconds. And Personal Revitalization. Protection Suzu now heals Kiriko for an extra 100 health and grants 25% movement speed for 5 seconds. Previously up from 80 for 3. So it looks like there's a lot of buffs happening in this mode, which might make these heroes a lot more kind of exciting to play. Mercy. Battle Angel. Mercy now heals all allies within 20 meters for 150% of the damage she deals, while not in Valkyrie. Previously was 100%. Healing for damage dealt while Valkyrie is active still remains at 200%. Feedback. This is the staff. The staff's damage boost now heals attached targets for 10% of their damage dealt to enemies. Previously was 7.5. Emergency Boost. The cooldown is reduced to 7 seconds instead of 10 seconds. Winston Bubble. We have increased the... I'm just going to read it off. You know what? I don't even care. Winston Bubble. We have increased the health of the shield from the deployable barrier protection to 600 to 300. I'm just going to keep reading it every time I see it. And Graceful Descent. While using Angelic Descent, movement speed is now increased by 20%, previously 15%. Yeah, Winston's getting buffed in every class. Next up, we have Moira, Unrelenting Focus. Secondary Fire now stays locked to targets at 40% narrow angle, previously 50%. Siphon Strike, Quick Melee now restores 15% of energy instead of 10%. And Biotic Fusion now reduces movement speed by 20 instead of 30. So there you go. Orisa, Aerial Spin. While casting Javelin Spin, Orisa gains free flight and 15% increased movement speed. Okay. Final Tank Fantasy. Are these the names of these? By the way, I'm so confused. Are these the names of the stuff in the mode, or am I just misremembering? Okay. Gain. Okay. I forgot it was called Final Tank Fantasy. I just don't remember that one. Maybe I haven't played it enough. Anyway, gain 200% health over buff while being slowed. Over health while being slowed by 20% instead of the previous 35. Heat flush javelin spin now instantly depletes 90% of the augmented fusion driver overheat, previously 50. So a lot of buffs. Overheat purge energy javelin now instantly depletes 50% of the augmented fusion driver's overheat meter, previously 50%. Energy recharge energy javelin now has 20% reduced cooldown, previously 15%. And then critical velocity burrs. Critical hits now increase attack speed by 8% for 5 seconds, previously 6%. We have Farah, air superiority. After using jump jets and jet dash, Farah deals 20% more damage now for only 3 seconds, previously 5. Oh, they nerfed Farah in this mode randomly. So someone got nerfed. Reaper, shadow cast step time reduced by 30%, previously was 35%. And then Zenyatta, which is the last one of the arcade mode. Harmony movement bonus. Harmony movement now buffs targets with 20% movement speed, previously 25%. Master and Apprentice, Zenyatta now gains a 40% effective Harmony Orb on himself, previously 50%. And the ally Harmony Orb effectiveness remains the same at 20%. Dude, looking at all these patch notes and how much like they're doing like minuscule changes in some of them, it really does feel like this mode is more than like what we... Like they're doing something with that. All right, on to the hero balance for not the arcade, okay? Just to make this clear, this is not the arcade we're about to look at. This is a different patch, okay? So first of all, starting in Season 13, which is now, for games of Open Queue Comp, we now match players in wide groups, narrow groups, and solo players in the same matchmaking pool. This change is aimed at helping groups of any size in Open Queue from having to wait extremely long wait times to find a match. We will be removing the wide group modifier and notification UI in Open Queue Comp in a future update. So basically, they're making it so you just can get into games quicker in Open Queue with groups. Kidney, thanks for the 5 months of the tier 1. Thank you. Okay, Orisa, please don't be buffs. Please don't be buffs. Please don't be buffs. Orisa, base health increased from 125 to 175. Base armor reduced from 350 to 300. That's a good change. So less armor. That's good. Oh, that's good. That's not a buff. That's a nerf. They're just replacing armor with HP, which is good. That is good. That's like armor is what causes a lot of the initial difficulty against certain tanks. So the nerfing of the armor is a good change. Energy javelin damage reduced from 80 to 70. That's really that's also good. So you have less armor, less energy javelin damage, and then fortify no longer reduces fusion driver's heat generation. Wait, does that mean when you pop fortify now, it doesn't like it's not going to reload your left click right away? Because that's going to make it so there's less poke damage happening from Orisa. That's a huge change, right? Is that what I'm thinking of? That's a huge change because that's going to make so this is an interesting. This makes Orisa worse for sure. I don't even think it's like. Yeah, I don't even think it's within question. I think this makes Orisa worse. Yeah, straight up. Orisa gets nerfed. It's a mild buff. Oh wait, it didn't reload the left click. It made each shot generate less heat. Okay, so is it a nerf or it's a nerf? Yeah. So it did less heat. So yeah, it's a nerf, 100%. Yeah, I don't know how you got a buff out of that. That's a nerf. I was gonna say. I got one guide again. I got one guide. It is a nerf. Okay, I was right. RAMATTRA. Pummel reverted to pierce barriers again. And no longer deals critical damage to barriers. Honestly, listen, here's my take. RAMATTRA wasn't bad with the changes. It just made RAMATTRA not feel fun. So this is a good... I'm glad. I'm glad. And it doesn't do critical damage to barriers anymore. So RAMATTRA's back to where RAMATTRA was. Makes sense. People just didn't have fun with that version. That version of RAMATTRA just wasn't fun. Like, you can make RAMATTRA work, but yeah, this is a good change. RAMATTRA's back. So for all the RAMATTRA enjoyers... You are back. RAMATTRA changes have been reverted. Wrecking Ball. Ooh. Ammo increased from 80 to 100. I like that change. I definitely feel like that will help secure more kills. That's really good. Grappling Claw. Duration increased from 6 to 8 seconds. Oh boy. That's an interesting one. I only say that because those Wrecking Ball connoisseurs, they're gonna be running circles around you. Like, literally. Like, with 8 seconds. But, I'm curious to see. I think with Sombra having the recent changes, this makes Wrecking Ball definitely even better. So it makes Wrecking Ball viable. As long as they don't, like, overbuff Sombra or do anything like that, then I think Ball will see a bit more play just because of that alone. All right, on to DPS. Sombra, okay. Hack. Now exit stealth when hacking an enemy target. All right. Translocator. Delay before enter in stealth reduced from 0.5 to 0.33. And fade in time reduced from 0.3 to 0.15. EMP ultimate cost reduced by 10%. So you're in stealth quicker? And you get your... Oh, I don't know. I'm not really much of a Sombra gamer, so maybe I don't have the best input, but I don't know. He's going to get EMP'd more? That's... I guess it probably... Yeah, exactly. It probably just is like a quality of life changes. And then now you have EMP quicker. Which, everybody agrees that if you don't get EMP'd quickly, then you're not playing Overwatch. So... Juno, support. I said support, but I meant Juno. Orbital Ray, heal and reduce from 100 to 85. That's good. It's a nerf. Yeah, you're right. The hack is a nerf, too. So I guess Sombra got a slight nerf. You're right. But yeah, Juno. This is fine. I think the Juno ultimate is still good. I don't... How do I explain this? What makes Juno ult so good is how quickly you get it. I still think that and maybe I'm wrong. I mean, statistically, they probably have the data on this, but... I think Juno Orbital Ray will still be good. I don't see this and go, oh no. I think this keeps Juno still relevant. I don't think this changes. The ultimate is still really good. It might, who's going to feel this the most? Tanks. I think tanks will feel this the most. Just because, that can make a slight difference. DPS are going to get healed to full most of the time anyway, so yeah. Yeah, and maybe that is a nerf for the Sombra being out of stealth now. Maybe that is a bit of a nerf. It's an interesting one. I don't know. I don't know where to go with that. I don't know how to take that information. It's okay. So yeah, I still think the damage boost and then the heal and reduce, it's still good. So kind of to summarize, Sombra changes, Juno nerf, Wrecking Ball buff, RAMATTRA reverted back to normal, ORISA nerfed. That's your hero balance changes there. So we'll see. We'll see how it goes. Yeah, it means when you hack someone, you have to commit. Yeah, so this part, I think this part, the translocator part, is probably a quality of life change. The hack one does not feel like that. And then the EMP gives you all quicker. So, I don't know. Sombra players will be able to give you more insight. All right, bug fixes. Please tell me they have fixed the replay viewer. Please. Fix an issue where the auto queue repick for quick play was not working correctly. Thank you. Fix an issue that not allow some player icons to be purchased for OWL. Okay. Fix an issue with HDR set, and I don't know how that goes. Fix an issue with the first purchase attempt of a gold weapon failed, so that should be good then for people with gold weapons. Fix an issue that caused gray Overwatch League Overwatch 2 skins to be missing from the hero gallery. In a previous update, fixed a crash in the hero gallery. Mercy, fixed an issue where the payload could be contested. Oh no, Mercy down here. That's Dorado, so apparently you could contest the payload, so they fixed that. Heroes, Mercy, fixed a bug with jump crouch cancel staying active for longer than intended. And then previously they fixed you couldn't hear the pistol sounds for Pink Mercy and Rose Gold. Reaper, fixed an issue where Reaper would sometimes not play custom shadow step sounds. Thank you. In first person. Also, and this one, for Reinhardt, in a previous update, fixed an issue where the All Might Reinhardt skin would not play ultimate sounds. I still see people posting TikToks going, hey, this skin's pay to win. And I'm like, dude, they fixed that in 2 hours. They fixed that in 2 hours. There you go. That's your changes today. So got some really cool Junkenstein's lab changes. Got some decent balance changes. And this is give you an idea, chat. We aren't even at mid-season patch yet. This is a 2 weeks into the season patch.